Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jill Horowitz, Alumni Engagement Officer, here with Sheila Jones. Sheila is one of our most accomplished alumni. She has a degree from Broward, as well as her bachelor's, a master's, and is completing a second master's. She's currently working at Broward College in our outreach services, and I would love to have Sheila introduce herself and tell us about your career.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's a pleasure to be spotlighting from the Alumni Association. I'm so excited. As you know, I received my AA degree from Broward College. I graduated 2016, and I went on to FAU to pursue a bachelor's in arts and criminal justice and a minor in sociology. I graduated in 2017. Oh, my mistake. So 2015, I graduated from Broward College. So 2017, I graduated from FAU with a bachelor in criminal justice and a minor in sociology. And I went on to pursue a master's in higher ed administration. The reason why I decided to leave the criminal justice world and go into education because I was working already at Broward College part-time in the academic success department, which is like the best department ever. Why? Because students like me who struggles in their academics, that department was there from the time they opened through the weekend. I attended the South Campus and I actually lived in that department. And the manager saw me within my year and a half. I was getting ready to graduate, and he offered me a position in the reading department. And I was like, yes, I'll take it. And I stayed there working from 2015 in August, and I graduated that same year from BC, continued working at Broward College. And I went to him and I said, I like what I'm doing. I like reaching students. I like helping. I like presentations. I like the lab component with Pearson and the English department. What is this? I want to go into this with my master. So he said, it's something called higher ed administration. FIU does have it. I'm not sure about FAU, but you can look into it. And I did. And I applied to FIU, and I had him to also give me a letter of reference. One of my best professor out there, which is Professor Jean Jumbar, Rudy Jumbar. He is like my guru for everything. And I talked to him and he said, yes, go ahead for your master's. I will give you a reference. And he did. And I used my resume stating I work in higher ed part-time at Broward College. And I was one of those 151 person that made it. So I was excited to get into the program, and I continued and I stayed there for, completed the program for 2 years. And I graduated in 2020 of August, and decided to re-enroll back in school. My last professor in early childhood, I took a class because I was teacher. I was a teaching in for 2.5 years in public school, and I decided I wanted to get some experience in literature and understand curriculum. And I asked my professor, I said, I think I might re-enroll myself back in school, and I may go, decide to go into early childhood since I'm currently teaching. And he goes, that's a great idea. Since I'm the director, I can definitely get you in. So this is what happens when you know people and they know that you're qualified working and they know how hard you work. And it's soon, and I was in within the same year. So 2020, I started August, and I'm graduating within a year. They transfer some of my credits, and in 1 year I'll be leaving with a early second master's in early childhood in August of
That's
2021.
fantastic. Yes, I'll look forward to. I know you love doing big celebrations, so I will look forward to seeing that. Now,
Yes.
tell me, how did you land at Broward College? Where did you go to high school, and how did we get so lucky to have you get your start here?
So I live originally in Miami, and for me to travel. So as you can see, I've traveled across. So I came from currently still staying in Miami, but now I'm living in North Miami. But I went to Miami Central High School. And anyone who knows about Miami Central back then from 1990, I think to 92 to 94, 95, I graduated in between. It's a very tough school. It's in the beginning part of in the inner city school. a lot of students at risk. I was predominantly an at-risk student. Why I'm going to tell you, because my grades were poor. I made nothing but D's and barely made maybe a C. I made a couple of F's. I almost was retained in ninth grade. And the reason why I wasn't retained, I went to night school for a whole year during my 10th grade year to make up all of the credits that I did not, exceed in my ninth grade year. Um, and I still didn't do any better. By 10th grade, I still was, acting up, walking out of classroom. I went to school every day, but I didn't go to class every day. I was more concentrated on being cute. I was a very petite little person. So I wanted my hair done and I walked around campus and I just wasn't focused. And then by 11th grade, I met a counselor named Ms. Jones. And it was a program called, it was a dropout program where it was a grant that was given to Miami Central, where a counselor would come in and pull you out and have teach me about life skills. And it did wonders for me because by the time 11th grade, I got my act together. I had a hard time passing the HSCT test, the test to leave out of high school. And my teacher named Miss Lewis, she used to tutor me. So it was so many help that was out there that I didn't see it. And that's just what it is. Sometimes, you don't have any direction, focus. My mother being immigrant from, Haiti, not knowing how to speak English and learning, so it was hard for her raising, a total of 4 children. And the only thing she knows is I was out the door and I went to school, but, she just didn't know that I didn't do well in class. But again, by 11th grade, I got my act together. I graduated on time, 1995 of June. And I decided college was not for me, even though, the dropout program helped me out, got me together. And, I had a summer job. I was getting paid for the 11th grade and 12th grade during the summer. And they would talk to you about your, completing resume, job references. So, but I just didn't want to go to college. I was not interested. And so I graduated in 1995. I did enroll in Miami-Dade because I thought, it was like another high school. So I didn't care. I just enrolled. And I took the financial aid money. That's what I did. I bought a car, went shopping, party, just wasn't focused again. And then the next time I applied again, financial aid was like, you're going to have to pay us back this money. And I just decided I didn't want to go to Miami-Dade and I dropped out. And then I got married and had my son. And then that's what it was a wake-up call. 2000 and I think 5, when my son was maybe 15 months, and my son developed some delays. And that's when I said, I got to get this, my son some help. I was going through a divorce as well. And I decided to focus more on my son. And when I found out that he was diagnosed at 15. Well, he wasn't really diagnosed at 15 months. They told me he had complication. He had a learning disability. He had a speech impediment. He had OT, things I never heard of. They see signs of autistic. I'm like, this was a shocker for me. And so anyway, I, got the help with Jonathan. And then by the time Jonathan was maybe 6 years old, I was laid off. And that's what prompted me to decide to get myself together and apply to a college. And I called one of my good friends named Jessica. And I said, listen, I don't have any money. I just got laid off. What I need to do, I'm going to go to Broward College. I'm not going to Miami-Dade. Broward College was a little closer to me at that time. And she said, just put the application in and then apply. And I did. I paid a $30 application. And wow. 2013 in August, I applied. And I never stopped. I went to school, started August 2013 and never stopped. And I'm currently in school now.
And brilliant. I want to add that you graduated with honors and a 3.7 GPA and so much more. You were in the Honors Society of Broward and just yes. going. Plus, you are just a magnet for people. And that's just a very important skill. So thank you very much. You definitely explained how you got there. And for those out there that are not what they call students, you are a perfect example of not only are you a student, but a brilliant one at that. So is there a favorite quote that you have that sometimes you think about when you're thinking about some things that inspire you?
Yes, there is a quote. Um, One of the things I always keep telling myself is don't look at your age. I started school at 35 years old, college, well, completely 35 years old, and don't look at your age and don't be intimidated. And that's one of the things Professor John Barr has said to me. He was like, "You're the fact that you're in, that's what matters, and you're going to complete it. So don't worry about it." And I was the old, when I tell you, I was the oldest person in that class. And I literally felt like I wanted to walk out, but but again, I know what I'm here for, and I know that I have to make the best of it for my son. So my favorite quote is by Maya Angelou. I did then what I knew how to do. Now that I know better, I do better. And that is true.
Yeah, she's a fantastic woman, that is for sure. So you have a lot of volunteer activities. Does that also inspire you? Why don't you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, so I got into Autism Speak because of my son. When again, I told you my son was diagnosed. He finally was diagnosed at 7 years old. Now he's 16, but at 7, he was finally diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder with Asperger. And my mom was like, wow, this is a lot. And when he started school, they told me that I think at 3 years old, he would never be in regular classes. Well, I'm here to tell you, he's in regular general ed classes. Yes, I had intensive therapy, and I went mostly like 3 times a week. But if I'm going to tell you, early intervention works. So I got into Autism Speak. I think I seen it online or something, or maybe through therapy. I think through therapy I got involved, and I started walking with the Autism Speak in Miami, and just promoting Team Jonathan. Even though if you see my son at 16, he's his GPA is 4.13. He's an excellent student. You can't tell just by looking at him he's autistic, but he does have, he could develop some little delays sometime when you're around him. But he's a child who actually is motivated, and I just believe in early intervention, and just being there, and do what's told from the experts, because I'm not
That's
an
great.
expert.
That's great to know. So tell us a little about your current role at Broward College and how that ties in with students.
Okay, so my current role at Broward College, I am a senior specialist outreach services. It's a grant program that Broward College just received in 2019 in October. And my role is to recruit students into the program. It could be current students already in, and as well as students on the Broward County communities. Currently, I am reaching out to nonprofit organizations that helps. It can be helping mothers, um, the Early Learning Coalition, different organizations that targets mothers, single mothers, and as well, we're targeting single fathers too, who needs assistance. So I'm partnering with them and explaining to them that we have this wonderful grant from the Department of Education that students who need parents who are trying to go back to school and complete an AA or AS or a bachelor's degree or even a technical trade who needs child care assistance. And this is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity, because we all know that, yes, we would love, I have so many people say, I would love to go to school. I don't have the time and I don't have the funds. Well, Broward College is here to tell you that we can make that happen. All you have to do is just apply, but there's funds available to help you with childcare while you're completing your degree.
And they can hear it from a person that went through the same situation. So
Yes.
hearing it from you and seeing your amazing success must be very inspiring for them as well. So is there something you're deeply grateful for you want to share with us?
I'm grateful for this opportunity that, I'm alive and I can help, because when you hear my story, someone else had helped me. And when I didn't have the direction, and I just want to be that vessel to help the next person and on and on. And, I want to leave a legacy saying that Sheila, was there to assist at all times.
Right. And
Because,
I know you have. I know you have. We see that on all the comments that you have on all your social media posts. So I'd encourage anyone from Broward to reach out to Sheila that is thinking about possibly going back to school or having a situation. I think you're most offering a lot of guidance to people, and people are very appreciative. So thank you so much. It's been great to hear your story and all you shared from the heart. It's really meaningful.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I always, everyone who knows that, they know I have my first love is Broward College, and I'm just happy to be an employee of Broward College.